We have to use weed killer on our lawn? Fine. We've lived in this neighborhood for 15 years now, and the WA board, like many, is mostly made up of the grouchy old people who have too much time on their hands. Sometimes it's fine for a while and then someone new takes over and has some vendetta to pursue. I guess we were due for the pendulum to swing. Our front yard has a few big trees and is thus entirely in the shade. We've tried to plant grass seed a few times, but there's just not enough sun for grass to thrive. So it's mostly low ground cover, no idea what kind. But it's green and we keep it mowed. For 13 years this was fine. Then last year, we got a nastygram from the WA we had weeds. According to the bylaws, we needed to prove we were using chemical lawn treatments to kill anything that's not grass. Crucially, the rules don't require us to hire a weed control company. Although that's what they expected. We just had to provide proof in the form of a receipt for money spent. My lovely, petty spouse went on Amazon and ordered a $6 spray bottle of the most woo-woo new age homeopathic weed killer she could find. I think the main ingredient was lavender oil. We dutifully spritzed the yard a few times, sent an action shot and a copy of the digital receipt, and thanked them for their concern. The lavender oil, shockingly, did nothing. We didn't actually have to kill the weeds. Though, just try. We've heard nothing from the WA since. And the front yard still has almost no grass. I approve this compliance. Low ground cover that doesn't need chemicals or watering is so much better for the planet. And it's less work for you, too. Best smelling yard in your WA. Maybe you should charge them for the calming effects it has on your ground cover and your neighbors. So glad I don't have an HOA or any form of board to deal with. It's a shame the wording specifies grass. I was speaking with a botanist at one point and asked her what makes a plant a weed. She told me a weed was any plant that is growing where you don't want it. So a rosebush growing in a farmer's field is, in that case, a weed. It doesn't mean a plant has to be invasive or detrimental to the location to be a weed. If the WA hadn't stated it had to be grass, you would have had a good argument. Spray it on the WA. Look into native plants, especially threatened ones. WA will face legal trouble if they hurt a protected species. Plus you shouldn't have as much maintenance. There should be something low growing that'd be good as a lawn. Wow, homeopathy was actually useful there. I will never understand HOAs. How can I own my own house if someone else can tell me how to keep it and what I can and can't do with it? We had a similar patch of shaded lawn and the ground there was covered in moss. Had a lawn company representative start to tell me all the ways they could kill our moss and grow grass. I stopped him and asked why the heck I'd want to kill the moss. It's green, and nice to look at, soft, and nice to walk on, and permanently short, so I didn't have to mow it. If anything, I wanted him to tell me how to turn the rest of my grass into moss. He blinked and said, "I've been in this business 30 years and no one's ever said that." Makes sense to me. They cleaned up my leaves and left my moss alone. Your wife rocks. Haha, $6 for the win. Clever idea. I like how you think. Chemical weed killers are banned here because they get into the air and cause breathing issues for many people. As a result, most lawns are at least 50% green clover, lol. Nobody cares. It's green and pretty, so it's all good. In fact, our garden supply shops even sell huge bags of clover seed specifically to spread on lawns. Because it's so hardy and survives our brutal winters and dry summers. I won't mention the luscious crop of bright yellow dandelions that the bees love so much, lol. Wow, Somebody actually found a legitimate use for woo-woo new age homeopathic stuff. Mollifying the wa. Nicely done. Fuck grass. Fuck HOAs. Fuck HOAs who care about grass. I had a friend who kept getting non-compliance note for the height of their grass. Too tall. He finally pulled the whole thing out. Sod machine? And put down AstroTurf. No more letters. Good job. If you actually care, there are grass species that thrive in shade. Wouldn't want to use strong chemicals around the trees. There is not botanical definition of weed other than something growing where you don't want it to. So I'd argue that and tell them you have no weeds. Everything growing is where you want it. Open mouth smile. The first mistake was the wa. Chemical lawn treatment? Spray your weeds with water. It's a chemical. I am allowing my backyard to convert to moss. I love it. I wish the moss would work in the front, but it gets too much sun. Grass is evil.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.